Hello students, we are revising our very first chapter from history, the French Revolution. So today we are going to revise the Reign of Terror. The period from 1793 to 1794 is referred to as the Reign of Terror, as Robespierre followed a policy of severe control and punishment. All his enemies, ex-nobles, colleagues, members of other political parties, even members of his own party who did not agree with his methods were arrested and imprisoned and guillotined. Robespierre governments issued laws placing a maximum ceiling on wages and prices. Meat and bread were rationed. Peasants were forced to transport their grain to the cities and sell it at a price fixed by the government. The use of more expensive white flour was forbidden, and all citizens were required to eat the quality bread, a loaf made of whole wheat, instead of the traditional monsieur means sir and madame means madam. All Frenchmen and women were addressed as citoyen and citoyenne. Churches were shut down and their buildings converted into barracks and offices. Robespierre pursued his policy so harshly, and even his supporters began to demand moderation. Finally, he was convicted by a court in July 1794, arrested, and on the next day sent to the guillotine. Guillotine is a device consisting of two poles and a blade with which a person is beheaded. It was named after Dr. Guillotine, who invented it. Students, a new constitution was introduced which denied the vote of non-propertied sections of society. It divided two elected legislative council, which later appointed a directory, means an executive made of 5 members. The directors often clashes with the legislative council, who then sought to dismiss them. A political instability of the directory paved the way for the rise of military dictator Napoleon Bonaparte. Women also played a vital role in the French Revolution, as well as women were active participations in the events which brought about change in the French society. They hoped that their involvement would pressurize the revolutionary government to improve their lives. Most women of the third estate had to work for their living. They worked as seamstresses and laundress, sold flowers, fruits, and vegetables at market. Working women also had to care for their families and children. They were disappointed that the Constitution of 1791 reduced them to passive citizens. The revolutionary government did introduce laws to improve their lives by making schooling compulsory for girls, not marrying against their will, making divorce legal, etc. During the Reign of Terror, the new government issued laws ordering closures of women's clubs and banning political activities. In 1946, women in France won right to vote. Slave trade began in 17th century. The colonies in the Caribbean, Martinique and Guadeloupe, the Saint Domingo were important suppliers of commodities like indigo, sugar, tobacco, and coffee. The slaves were bought from local chieftains. This was met by triangular slave trade between Europe, Africa, and America. The slaves were packed tightly into ships for 3 months long voyages across the Atlantic to Caribbean and there to plantations owners. The National Assembly held long debates for the rights of man to be extended to all French subjects, but it didn't pass any laws fearing opposition of businessmen whose income depends upon slave trade. Finally, slavery was abolished in French colonies in 1848. The following year, 1789, in France, saw many changes in the lives of men, women, and children. The revolutionary governments took it upon themselves to pass laws that would translate the ideas of liberty and equality into everyday practices. One important laws that come into ownership One important law that came into the effect was the abolition of censorship. The ideas of liberty and democratic rights were the most important legacy of French Revolution. These spread from France to the rest of Europe during the 19th century. The Directory's 4 years in power were riddled with financial crisis, popular discontent, inefficiency, and above all, political corruption. By the late 1790s, the directors relied almost entirely on the military to maintain their authority and had ceded much of their powers to the generals in the field. On November 9, 1799, as frustration and their leadership reached a fever pitch, Bonaparte staged a coup d'etat and abolishing the directory and appointing himself France's first consul. The event marked the end of the French Revolution and the beginning of the Napoleonic era, in which France would come to dominate much of continental Europe. In 1804, Napoleon crowned himself Emperor of France. He set out to conquer neighboring European countries, dispossessing dynasties and creating kingdoms where he placed members of his family. He saw his role as a modernizer of Europe. He was finally defeated at Waterloo in 1850. The ideas of liberty and democratic rights were the most important legacy of the French Revolution. These spread from France to the rest of Europe during the 19th century, where feudal systems were abolished. Later, these ideas were adopted by Indians, revolutionary strugglers, Tipu Sultan, and Ram Mohan Roy also.